Go. All right, happy Monday night. Hello, Team Play Harders. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for watching the recording. I'm actually going to start tonight off with just a couple of quick little notes of recognition. We Play Harders that rocked a half marathon yesterday, so I thought I would just shout out Jelliet and Megan Myers. Megan's in the new coach training right now, for rocking a half marathon. Jelliet has a really cool story about how she kind of trained using our home workouts. She didn't have a lot of time to train on the road. So pretty cool story there. And I also wanted to shout out Sandra Jackson for completing the ultimate reset. And she was able to, not only have an incredible physical and psychological and emotional transformation from that program, but she was also able to stop taking her RA, the autoimmune medications, during the program, which is truly, truly remarkable and a to that program. And then I also, I like to start our team calls with little stories that tie into our message. Actually does not tie into our message, but I thought I'd throw this story at you, that Kristen DeVoe has been and she has been in the same pair of leggings for 3 days without changing. Now, in her defense, she was rather ill and not feeling well, but I thought that was a cute little story that I don't know if she'll appreciate me sharing or not, but she's probably officially changed her leggings, to be honest.
Yes, I'm wearing jeans.
So next week, one of my business mentors she's wearing jeans. Hey, on this note, you guys come to these calls as you are. You don't have to be fancy. I have no makeup on. I've got like 5 workouts into this head of hair. It's just show up. Just show up. We just love when you guys come on. So next week, Karen McDonald, one of my business success partners and mentors, is leading our team call. So that's pretty exciting. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and dive into the meat of the call. I'm going to talk really fast because I have a lot of content to go over. And I'm going to be talking about the 4 vital behaviors and sort of our team play hard processes and kind of just some systems that are in place and how I feel about systems in general. So before you tune me out and roll your eyeballs like, I know the 4 vital behaviors, I don't really need to be on a team call, especially when I live on the East Coast and it's 9 or 10 o'clock at night, to sit here and hear about the 4 vital behaviors. I know them like the back of my hand. So before you go there, just take a sit back tonight and kind of open your mind and open your heart afresh to the 4 vital behaviors. We do have a lot of new coaches on the team, and I do think this is a really good lesson tonight for our new coaches and for those of us that I'm going to call our old school gangsters that have been in the business for a while. Okay, so quick review of the vitals. First of all, what are they? They are be proof that the products work. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Invite, do personal development, and do recognition. So if you are an OG, an old school gangster, you've been a coach for a while, I want you to be able to kind of metaphorically look yourself in your own eyes tonight and ask yourself, are you really doing these 4 things? And I'm going to throw in live events. Are you really doing these 4 things to the best of your ability? Now, whether you set aside 30 minutes a day to work your business or 6 hours a day to work your business, are you, old school gangster, OG coach, are you really doing these 4 vital behaviors to the best of your set aside business hours? And if you're new tonight, I think you'll have a lot of takeaways if you're new to the team, if you're a new gangster. Okay, so newbies, if you're new or if you're new listening to the recording, this business can be easily overcomplicated. And it's real. I mean, there's coaches that blog. And so you think you need to blog and get into WordPress and send out newsletters. And like, it's just so easy to get lost in all the weeds, but really, truly, it's as simple as those 4 things plus live events. So I want you guys, all of you, to think about, and those of you that have been in the business for a while, you guys can think about top coaches. Think about some names that are in the top 200. Think about some people in the top 50. Think about our top 10. There's only one thing that they have in common. Only one. Only one. Only one. And it's that they do those 4 vital behaviors. It is not their systems. Not a one of them goes about the minutia of the business in the same way. The one thing that they do that's the same is that they focus on those 4 things. Okay, so let's talk about the first one, proof. You guys, I know I came on really strong the other day after my leadership takeaways. Remember our Come to Jesus meeting, and I fessed up, and I talked about having to tell my son I was sorry for sending him to school for pajama day when it wasn't pajama day. And remember, I owned it up, and I told you guys, like, I need to be better about completing programs. We talked about that already. That was 2 weeks ago. Joel Freeman was last week for our team call. We talked about that. So I don't want to repeat myself there, but I do want to say, in terms of our number 1 vital behavior, be proof that the products work. Again, you must have results. You must have results. You absolutely must. I'm going to say it 3 times. You must have results. So some of you, it just depends on your history. So, whoa. That's my husband calling. He forgot that we have a team call tonight. And I forgot to turn my ringer off. Some of you, like Megan Myers, the one who just finished the half marathon yesterday, she came as new coach, and she's already proof that the products work because she's done a bazillion of our programs, and she does a bazillion of our products, including the performance line. So some of you have the story that you were proof that the product worked. Nick Felder does before he became a coach. And then some of us, like me, we have to become proof once we're already a coach. We've got to do it after the fact. So whatever the case may be, it has to happen. You have to have results. So I was going to say it like this to you. Good luck selling something to someone that you don't believe in. That's how strongly I wanted to say it to you guys tonight and to myself tonight. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck selling something you don't believe in. Believe in. We talked about belief in what's in the box, remember? And so if you have never had results, or you're not, and they don't have to be big results, they don't have to be crazy results, just results. If you haven't, then let's be honest, you don't believe in the product, because why would you? So it has to have that. We have to have belief first, not only so that we have authenticity and integrity in our message, but so that we have cred, so that we have credibility in the eyes of the people who are watching us. So, okay, if you were selling skincare and it made 0 difference in your skin, 0 difference. Okay, let's say you're selling a moisturizer for your face because you have dry skin. And it made no difference to the moisture in your face. How good would you be about telling other people that they should invest into that? If you were selling a carpet cleaner and you tried it and it didn't work. It didn't work on your carpet, but you want other people to buy your carpet cleaner. Like how effective would you be? If you were selling mascara in one of these mascara groups, I talk about that all the time because I'm always being added into mascara groups. How great would you be if your eyelashes did not change one little tiny bit? I wouldn't shop from you. So how effective would you be at selling health and nutrition if the products you were using weren't working in your own life? So I'm spending the most time on this proof that the product works thing because I think it's a message that our team really needs to hear right now. And I'm going to move on, but before I move on from this from proof the products work, I wanted to say that there are a couple people on the team that are exceptions because they have like an allergy to nightshades or an allergy towards pee. So they can't consume Shakeology. And a couple coaches like that are having their husband or spouse be proof that the product works and it's working. And then another coach on the team is doing the performance line instead because of an allergy. So there are ways around it. Those are the only 3 exceptions I know. But basically, if you're not consuming Shakeology and it's not making a difference in your life, or you're not willing to invest in it, you're going to hit a dead end. You're going to hit a dead end. Okay, so vets, old school gangsters. If your business has flatlined, it's because of one of the following things. And I feel like this might be my biggest point for you tonight. If your business is flatlining, and I'm pointing out the vets because new people tend to get a little bit of traction just because they have like close friends and family that'll often want to support them. But so those of you that have been around longer than the newbies, if you get to the point where business is flatlining, there's only 3 reasons that I can think of that your business would flatline. Number 1, you have no results, so you have no credibility. That's number 1. If your business is flatlined, get some results. Okay, let's take it a step further and let's pretend you do have results. And some of you can only have results for so long because you've arrived at a very fit level. And like Lindsay's on the line. Like Lindsay's like shredded. Like she's arrived. Like she just needs to maintain that, you know? So it's not like you always have to be continually like losing weight, but that you are having results or you've had results and then you're maintaining. So let's say you have, but your business has flatlined. So then the question is, well, why? Okay, so if you have results but have flatlined, it means that one of 2 things. You're not sharing consistently. I just want to pause because I want these things to land. So let me back up. Let me just rewind. If your business is flatlined, it could be because you don't have results. If you've had results and your business has flatlined, then maybe it's because you're not consistently sharing and storytelling on social media. Okay, so let's say you are. Let's say you've had results or are having results and that you are consistently sharing, but your business is flatlined. Why could that possibly be? There's only one reason I can think of, and that is you have a stagnant market because you're not adding to it daily, right? That's it. Let's review one more time and then I'll move on. If your business is flatlined, have you had results? Okay, you've had results. Are you sharing consistently? Not just sometimes, but consistently sharing. Okay, you are. You've had results. You're consistently sharing and your business is flatlined. You're not going anywhere. You're not hitting Success Club. Is probably stagnant, meaning it's not growing. You're not adding 2 to 5 to 10 to 15 people a day spread out over your different networks. Because everyone wants to feel better. Everyone wants to look better. Everyone wants longevity. Everyone wants to prevent disease. Everyone wants to have confidence. Everyone wants a thriving libido. Everyone wants the things that our products offer. Proven. It's proven. Income. It's proven. Everyone wants that. So when you think about what other companies have to offer, like mascara and fingernails and carpet cleaning and skincare, not everyone wants all those things, but everyone wants to feel better, be the best, healthiest version of themselves, and or make income. So really assess those reasons for Flatline, especially you vets, myself included. I'm always talking to myself when I'm talking to you guys too. If you're not hitting Success Club, why is it? Okay, so moving on really quickly. Some of you guys are in the Team Spirit Challenge that happened this month, and some of you guys are too new to the team to know what I'm talking about, but it was just a monthly challenge. So Holly Hireman did a video in that challenge this last week, and it was amazing. Her video was 15 tips on follow-up. Oh my gosh, it was so good. One of the things that she said that was the biggest takeaway for me is, we're so afraid of being pushy, and we're so afraid of like repelling people. But you guys, this is the truth. You cannot succeed in this business, can't do it, unless the people that you are selling to, inviting, whatever you want to call it, unless they're having physical transformations or income transformations or both. You can't prosper in this business unless people are getting in better shape or making money. I mean, that's pretty cool. That's pretty amazing. So why do we feel bad about wanting people to join our network and buy our products? We only succeed by their success. It's the truth. You can't rise in this company unless your people, your customers, or your coaches are having success. Can't do it. So we should just get out of our own way, as they say. Okay. Yeah. I put it in the call there. We can't succeed unless the people we're working with are successful. So we should just get out of our way. Okay, moving on. I'll be wrapping up soon, I promise. Invite. So I already touched on inviting a little bit when I was talking about being proof that the product worked, because I talked about that stagnant market. And I remember listening to a national wake-up call where Bonnie Engel talked about her body, like the transformation of her body, her own fitness journey, her own results, if you will, how her body changing in and of itself is an invite. Like it's an invitation because it's like a billboard. It's advertising. So she was like kind of correlating the proof that she was kind of, not correlating, but linking proof that the product worked with level of inviting. You're your own billboard. You're your own billboard. You're your own representation. So then, okay, so in inviting, you're adding to your network. So that means when you guys look at your number of followers on Facebook, and you guys look at your number of if you do Instagram, most of you guys are Instagrammers and Facebookers, or people that are viewing your Snap stories, those of you guys that have started to do Snap, those numbers should be on an upward trajectory. And if you're like me, like I'll be up some, down some, up some, down some, up some, down some, particularly on Instagram, because there's so much spam out there on Instagram, but they're growing. So that's like, okay, phew, I'm adding to my network. In inviting, I also, like, I know we're not all extroverts, but I do want to say that I have really good success when I talk to people in the live flesh and blood, on the phone, but also like flesh and blood meet for coffee. And I know not all of our network lives in, not all of our people, our network are local to us, but I do well when people can like see my facial expressions and really hear my voice and my passion. And you just don't get that on Facebook Messenger. So keep that in the back of your mind. Okay. Also in the inviting phase, team, what was I going to say here? Yeah. I wanted to just let you guys know like how I invite, just really generally speaking, for a deeper conversation with me. You can have it later, or I can do another team call. But as far as inviting, my invites are like this, and I do a ton a day. Happy birthday. I hope you have a wonderful birthday. What are you planning on doing to celebrate? I send that message out every day. Sorry to hear that your dog passed away. Hugs. Are you interested in joining my next challenge? So in other words, sometimes they're about the business and sometimes they're about my challenge group, but very, very often they're just a response to something they posted about. If it's someone that is my tribe and someone I would love to have on our team with us, I just want to be in relationship with them. And so it's just a conversation about whatever they posted. It's not about Beachbody. Okay, so then I'm going to move on to personal development. If you're new, and some of you guys haven't heard me say this before, it's something I've come to lately, that new coaches, it's just, this business is ridiculously overwhelming. In fact, the more successful Team Play Harders have become, and we have become as a big organism and organization both, the more intimidating we are to new coaches. We're super intimidating now because we're really good at a bunch of things. And our graphics look good and our Google surveys look good and we're blowing up the team page and we've got so much. They're choosing and their upline and maybe me give suggestions, and they earn it. They pay $10 to be part of the new coach training, and then we use that to get them the audio book of their choice, maybe the Compound Effect, maybe GoPro, or maybe they have their heart set on something specific, or their upline thinks a different book would be best. So that's kind of what I think about personal development for a brand new coach, is just get into the National Wake Up Call, those archives, and our team call, and then figure out your first book through the Business Starters Academy. Okay. Really quickly moving on. Recognition. Or those of you that don't have a team yet, it's just recognizing your challengers for weight loss, for showing up, for push and play, and for those of for vital behaviors. I want to finish with a really brief recap, or maybe I should just save this for next time. Maybe I'll save that for next time because that's 30 minutes. So I'll save that for next time. I'll do that for our next team call. So let's go ahead and open up the line and have you guys unmute if you'd like. I'd love you to. And just kind of debrief or give thoughts or ask questions or comment about the 4 vital behaviors. Oh, and I always want you to have a practical takeaway. So every call should have an action item so that you can apply this, so that it's worth your time. So my action item, my homework, if you will, for you tonight is, I would like for you, when you think of the 4 vital behaviors, proof that the product works, inviting, personal development, and recognition. When you hear those, one of them probably sticks in your crow, like, that's the one that I'm weakest at. And maybe it's proof, or maybe it's inviting, or maybe you just don't do PD. So my application for you guys tonight is, what's the one where you're like, yeah, I kind of suck at that one. I could step it up probably the most in that area. That's the one I want you to focus on moving into this next business week. So With that, I'm going to open it up to any questions or comments you guys have. And everybody's muted, so you'll have to unmute yourself.
I really love how you reach out to people in a private message on their birthdays. It's such a simple and natural way to start a conversation. And it's really important that you ask a question, not just like a happy birthday, but you actually ask a question. That's cool. Good job, Coach.
Thank you. I think I got it from someone else, but it is really good because, Jake, you know how like we were looking into that Teamsy thing and like they have people that pop up for you to reach out to every day? Well, Facebook kind of does that with birthdays. Yeah. Like every day people pop up little reminders that it's their birthday. So that's kind of like, those are the people that I'm going to reach out. That's an easy one. That one's not hard.
Yeah. Good point, Lindsay.
Okay, Lindsay's in the chat. Let me see. Lindsay says, and when you really start expanding your network, yeah, totally. There's a lot more. Mm-hmm.
I've just been
Lindsay probably has more than all of us.
Inviting is the one I go about. Hi. Yeah, inviting is that bullet out of the vital behaviors that I'm like, and you know, I don't even, I could sit here and say I don't know why I do it, why I avoid that one, but the truth is because I'm scared. Like I have a huge transformation story. I'm still in the middle of it. So I've been really posting every single day, making sure I'm following through with this program, which a lot of people don't know, but I haven't completed one workout program entirely this whole year, even though I've lost almost 60 pounds. So I'm really putting my foot to it and making sure I do that too. So I'm glad to be back on, hello, on the call. I've been absent for a little bit. It's good to see everybody. It's good to the takeaways and stuff.
So good to see you too. And you know what? You're not alone. There's a lot of us that aren't completing programs or haven't been. And I want you to listen to the team call I gave, Come Out of Leadership. It'll help you finish a program because I like crack a whip. But thank you for sharing that and being honest with us. And as far as you inviting it, yeah, you have so much to offer. And if it's, I get it, like the fear getting in the way, but girl, you've got so much, your story. I mean, from giving up cigarettes to the weight loss to the getting off all these medications. I get that you're afraid and I honor that, but you should be shouting it from a mountaintop with a megaphone in your hand. That's what I think.
And I've been thinking about that too. I've been thinking about, because I see people that, 8 days without a cigarette, or, how do you, quit smoking? Anybody out there, and I'll message them or whatever. I have never, I smoked for 14 years and my family didn't know. And I'm thinking about coming out of the closet with that on Christmas, the day that I quit. So, and that being like a topic thing too, because a lot of people who smoke, they're afraid to quit because they think they're gonna, gain all this weight. Well, guess what? I got a resolution for you, so, but anyway.
Anyone else have any thoughts or any ideas on inviting or anyone want to share what their one thing is? Little shout out to Mel. I know she's muted, but I see the 503 area code calling in. I see the 678 area code calling in. I'm not sure who that is. Well, should we wrap? Anyone else? No one else? Thank you, Lindsay. Good night, Kristen. Kristen had to go. Oh, she would unmute, but she's in her living room. I'm like, unmet. Good night, Jelliet. Congrats on your half marathon. All right, let's wrap. Thank you. And we'll get the recording up to you soon so you can pass it on to your teams. And I will see you guys in the team page.
Thanks, Ellen.